Joan Laporta leaned forward under the glare of studio lights, the low hum of cameras punctuating the air like a heartbeat, and spoke with the quiet authority of a club president who has witnessed history unfold. His words, carried by satellite across oceans, echoed a comparison that sent ripples through the footballing world. Enemies Lamine, Yamal and Lionel Messi was Lionel Messi. Pause. In that measured distinction lay the weight of respect for the young prodigy and the indelible legacy of the greatest player ever to don Blaugrana colours. As the recorded applause of an unseen studio audience faded, Laporta's voice carried a mix of admiration and cautious optimism. An invitation to believe that a new footballing genius might already be among us. Only days earlier, Laporta had traversed the neon-lit boulevards of Tokyo and the bustling streets of Seoul, Barcelona's Asia tour, leaving a trail of blue and red banners and whispered excitement. Everywhere he went, reporters pressed microphones to recorders like treasure hunters seeking golden quotes. Each question seemed calibrated to draw him into the inevitable Messi-Yamal conversation, a saga that began when both boys first tiptoed around Camp Nou's hallowed turf. The president, however, refused to conflate their stories. With the hum of countless fans in his ears, he reminded everyone that while their beginnings bore striking resemblances, their destinies remained separate and thrilling in their own rights. Who could blame him for keeping the suspense alive? On CNN, under the sterile glow of studio spotlights and the watchful gaze of anchor Christine Romans, Laporta laid bare his thesis. Messi has been the best player in the world, he declared, his voice rich like aged wine. And Lamine, I think that in today's situation, he is the best in the world. I think we'll see, the words trembled with promise, as if the future itself might whisper back. Listeners could almost picture Messi's countless trophies gleaming in a darkened room, then imagine a teenage Yamal dribbling past defenders with that same fearless grin. Laporta's refrain, "We'll see," hung in the air like a question mark written in the sky. Could a new legend be born before our eyes? Yet the parallels went deeper than skill alone. They entwined in personality. Lamine has a lot of personality, like Messi. In his time, he also had a lot of personality, the president continued, his tone reflective, almost philosophic. He painted Messi as the conquering hero who won everything, the architect of miracles whose boots had written chapters in football's grand epic. Then he shifted to Yamal, the La Masia graduate whose confidence shone as brightly as stadium floodlights despite his tender age. In Laporta's mind, trophy cabinets mattered, but character mattered more. Could this young star forge his own legends while honouring the path paved by his predecessor? Laporta then stepped back from history to gaze at the horizon, reminding audiences that football's tapestry is ever evolving. The world continues and new geniuses appear, he mused, listing names like Pedri and Rafinha alongside Yamal, each syllable sprinkled with reverence. These were players sculpted by skill, steeped in creativity, and primed to enchant fans worldwide. Yet Laporta was quick to nod at rivals too. Of course, there are players from other teams who are fantastic, underscoring that the beauty of football lies in its global chorus of talent. As the world spins on its axis, new virtuosos will emerge. But who will capture the collective imagination next? Still, when the conversation circled back to Lamine, Laporta's voice gleamed with pride. He is the type of player of which there are very few like him because he is a genius and he is at the highest level. Imagine crowds parting like a Red Sea upon his arrival, whispers of a genius trailing in his wake. The president had witnessed the spectacle firsthand in Asia, cameras flashing like fireflies, chants rising like ocean waves, and every billboard in sight adorned with Yamal's smiling face. In Japan's muggy heat and South Korea's neon glow, one truth became undeniable. This boy was a phenomenon. But would adoration translate into footballing immortality? And then there is the question that lingers on every fan's lips, the Ballon d'Or. After a breathtaking 2024-25 season filled with jaw-dropping goals and assist-laden feats, Lamine stands among the favourites to claim football's highest individual honour at just 18 years old. Picture the gilded trophy, its polished curves reflecting a sea of cameras waiting for a young Spaniard to cradle it aloft. Laporta's words, once cautious, now thrum with the thrill of possibility. Will the world's gaze shift from Messi's storied career to a burgeoning legend who who has only just begun to write his chapter. Only time will tell, and we can hardly wait to see what comes next.